Welcome back, True Seeker. Yesterday, June 1st, it was reported that Marion Barber, the former NFL running back for the Dallas Cowboys and Chicago Bears, was found dead at 38 in Frisco, Texas, after the police got a call to check on his well-being. And right now, there is no cause of death. But of course, just the day before that, we had Jeff Gladney, former NFL player who was drafted by Minnesota, dead in a 38 ritual on Memorial Day on the anniversary of George Floyd's killing on 38th in Chicago. And again, for 9 years straight, I've been here teaching you about celebrity death and the number 38 because it's the number that represents death in the code of Gematria. And if you don't know what Gematria is, it comes from Kabbalah. Again, there's a song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. There's a song out there called Murder by Numbers by the Police. And the words Gematria, killing, murder, death, they all have a numerical value of 38, as does the name Marion, as does the state Minnesota. Marion Barber's from Minnesota. If you didn't know that, he played for the Golden Gophers, grew up in Minnesota. And as does Frisco, where he was found dead. What I want to show you in this is why he's dead in Frisco the day before the NBA Finals start in San Francisco, and why him as the 109th NFL draft pick ties in with him dying 109 days from Super Bowl 56, which Los Angeles won. So, starting with the 38. If you're new here, we need to pull up the movie poster for Murder by Numbers. Because again, this 38 is just such a familiar pattern again and again. You know, last year it was Vincent Jackson dead at 38. We've seen it so many times. If they're not dead at 38, they're dead on a 38 date numerology. They're dead 38 days from their birthday. Over and over, the same thing. But the movie poster for Murder by Numbers, they changed the E to the 3, the B to the 8. 3883. Gematria is a very simple practice of coding numbers into words. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards, just using the alphabetic order forwards, backwards, and then those two ways with numerology as well. So when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, murder equals 83. When you use numerology, murder equals 38. The song Murder by Numbers by the Police came out in 83. We just talked about Master P's daughter being dead 83 days before Lil Romeo's birthday, and the daughter's name 83. We just talked about Ray Liotta dead in a huge ritual 83 days before Robert De Niro's upcoming birthday. Again, Goodfellas. Over and over, the same patterns. So look up the song Murder by Numbers by the Police in light of the police finding Marion Barber dead. But again, Sandra Bullock's the star of Murder by Numbers. That film came out on Ignatius Loyola Day. Again, it's the Jesuits who are behind this. Ignatius Loyola is the founder of the Jesuits. The film Murder by Numbers came out 38 weeks after Sandra Bullock's birthday. Again, killing, death, RIP, Gematria, English, Kabbalah. They're all 38. And again, there are 4 ciphers. You want to know the numerical values of each word because then that's how you see how the rituals come together and you can understand why 38 is this number of killing and death in this Kabbalistic study of Gematria. You know, the nation's death capital, Washington, D.C., it's not on the 38th parallel north by accident, you know. There's no more blood on any government's hands than the U.S. government that sits there with its headquarters on the 38th parallel. So anyhow, these numbers are not arbitrary. It's the language of the occult. And again, your NFL's perfectly, all your sports leagues are scripted. Shout out to the winners from yesterday. Easy call for why the Rangers would beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. They became 4-4 against them all time in NHL history in the playoffs. 4-4. Wednesday equals 44, Rangers equals 44, Lightning equals 44. Easy. The sports games are rigged and scripted. The rituals off the field are rigged and scripted. And like I continue to tell you, you got to stop supporting these leagues because they murder people. And around sports championship time, you always see more deaths. Notice, Marion Barber dead at 38 in Frisco right before the NBA Finals start, where they mostly just call it finals now. You see how it works? Frisco, San Francisco, obvious. You know, you got the Rams in the gold and blue with the Sean McVay coach with the Ukrainian fiance winning the Super Bowl right as Ukraine pops off. Now you got the Warriors in the same colors in the same state. Anyway, notice Marion Barber died just short of his 39th birthday. They had to get him at the tail end to be in 38. Again, he played in Minnesota, the 38th state. George Floyd on the corner of 38th. Shout out to Jacob Abraham. He pointed out that Marion Barber He was the 109th pick. I looked it up and confirmed it. He was the 109th pick. And notice, from the day of the Super Bowl, February 13th, that Los Angeles won, to his death June 1st, that's a span of 109 days. The 109th pick of the draft is dead, whose name Marion Barber III is 109, going with Los Angeles 109. And I know you've seen all the pictures with, here, I'll just show you. Stafford Cup. Let's search it. You've seen so many pictures like this in the last year. These two guys next to each other. No, get it? Get it? 109, Los Angeles 109, rig football, little white guy always wide open. How's that happen? How's the little white guy always wide open? 3rd and 20 yards, little white guy's wide open for the first down. Anyway, these are how the rituals work. Keep in mind 109 is the 29th prime number, football is 29, and then adding to the ritual. Oh, hold on. I didn't have the right picture up there. Again, you've seen these guys all year. You know, the pictures of 10 and 9 together. Stafford and Cup, right? 109. Los Angeles 109. All year. So many thumbnails, highlight reels. These two, right? The year of the rig championship. Stafford wins the Super Bowl. Scotty Scheffler, who went to the same high school, wins the Waste Management Open the same day. Then 56 days after Super Bowl 56, Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters as Dwayne Haskins is ran over by a dump truck. Again, he won the Waste Management Tour the day of the Super Bowl, 56 days earlier. Him, Kershaw, who also plays in Los Angeles, and Stafford all went to the same high school, and all of their sports careers are scripted together perfectly by the numbers, showing you that we're living out rigged scripts. But notice also, June 1st leaves 213 days left in the year. Remember, the Super Bowl was on 213, and LA's the 213 area code. We had that Monday Night Football playoff game where the Rams beat the Cardinals on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Monday Night Football equals 213. Again, that was a clue. And then look at the Dez Bryant headline that they're emphasizing. Dez Bryant warned Marion Barber was down and out bad. You see how they emphasize down and out bad? Down and out bad. Guess what that equals? And it just shows you what a little chump Dez Bryant is, just participating in the ritual, making it seem like the guy was suicidal. I'm sure that'll be the next headline, that he committed suicide. Maybe they'll even get the gun control in there. He committed suicide with a handgun, even though right now there's no cause of death. Then a week later, it's just like when Bob Saget died by the numbers before the 49ers went on their run. He was found dead in his sleep. Then what was it, like 38 days later, he had a massive head trauma. It's like, okay, so you guys didn't know that for the last month, that he had a massive head trauma before he just died peacefully in his sleep. No sign of anything wrong. Then massive head trauma a month later. Can't you see all this is just bullshit up on top of bullshit? Police always there on the scene discovering the dead body. Who's to say they didn't kill him, especially when they had the band, the Police, put out the song Murder by Numbers. But notice, 213 Super Bowl in the 213 area code, and then they got the Dez Bryant quote, down and out bad 213. And don't forget that in satanic gematria, death equals 213. You might recall Tupac Shakur put out All Eyes on Me on 213 and then was dead 213 days later on 13/9 when Tupac Shakur's 139. But yeah, here, just to read the story. Running back Marion Barber III, who spent most of his NFL career with the Dallas Cowboys, has died at the age of 38, the team said Wednesday. Marion was an old-school, hard-nosed football player who ran with the ball, who ran with the will to win every down. And if you never watched Marion Barber play, I mean, he probably was the hardest running back in recent memory. I mean, he smashed into people. He had a passion for the game and love for his coaches and teammates. Our hearts go out to Marion's family and friends during this difficult time, the Cowboys said in a statement. The team noted on social media that Barber was known as Marion the Barbarian. Barber played for 7 years in the NFL, the first 6 with the Cowboys. He retired in March of 2012 after a final year with the Chicago Bears. And again, from Minnesota, dead at 38. George Floyd, dead on the corner of 38th and Chicago. No cause of death was provided. However, police in the Texas city of Frisco and the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area said they responded Wednesday to a welfare concern at an apartment believed to be leased by Barber. Frisco police, along with The Cullen County Medical Examiner's Office are investigating an unintended death at the location, the department said in a statement. And again, just the way these stories evolve over time, just pay attention. Does it end up being that he died by, suicide from a gunshot? It wouldn't be the first time something like this happened. You'd be like, wait a minute, where was that detail the last week? All of a sudden that happened? You didn't have that in the initial report? It wasn't obvious that he died from a bullet? That's why you just pay attention to this stuff. It never adds up. It never makes any sense, but it's always by the same numbers. That's the way it adds up. So again, you think it's all a coincidence? You're a special kind of stupid, and you need to pull your head out of your ass. All of you who get it, I hope there's no NFL merchandise purchases anymore. That means no hats, no gear, no jerseys, no NFL Sunday pass, no tickets. Stop supporting these leagues. And if you're, I just talked to a reverend on the streets of Buffalo explaining this stuff to him. He's like, man, I get it. And I know it's evil, but I can't give up my love affair with the Patriots. He's a Buffalo guy that's a Patriots fan. I suppose he's got sick of watching Brady winning so much. But this is also a reverend in a church, and he knows it's evil, but he's going to continue to support it. And again, that's why, like I always say, and I know I'm right about, the church is for frauds. It's a bullshit religion full of nothing but fraudulent people that just want to fit in with their little cult and eat Jesus's body and drink his blood on the weekend like that's normal and believe in bullshit to give them this false, childhood fantasy that someone's going to come save them from their problems. But realize also it is the Society of Jesus that runs all these sports leagues, your news, your government, and does this. And that's part of your religious belief that God kills people for the betterment of the world. And so you can't be surprised the Society of Jesus is out here killing, especially so many young black men when that's Jesus's physical description in the Bible: hair like wool and dark skin. But yeah, just one day after the next, we're talking about Jeff Gladley in 38th, and boom, Marion Barber in 38. And just like I'm here every week, I mean, almost every week I'm talking about the latest celebrity death in 38. Almost every week there's another example. And Jonathan's book will be finished soon. 38 Special. It's not an accident. That's the name of a gun, right? A 38 Special. Now you understand why it's called a 38 Special. So I'll be back in a minute on Gematria Effect News 24. We're going to live stream more about the Tulsa hospital shooting on the anniversary of the Tulsa race riots. Again, it's nothing but one ritual after the next. So RIP to Marion Barber. Again, all those guys in the NFL right now who are watching these videos and not saying anything because you want to protect that multi-million-dollar salary, realize the blood's on your hands. All of you guys who go to these stadiums and participate in these rig sports games and pull out the fans' hearts, you guys are some sick, sorry-ass fucks. And so are all of you who think this stuff's a coincidence. You're some sick, sorry-ass fucks, too. All of you are the problem, and there's way too many problems in this world, and you guys better do something about it. Better take a good look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm not going to be a sick, sorry-ass fuck anymore. I'm going to become about the truth. I'm going to become about justice. I'm going to become about speaking out. There should be, all of you guys who follow this work and get it, you guys who have football stadiums in your town, you should be out in front of your stadium every game day that there's a home game with your signs and your knowledge and getting out the word. I need to move back to a big city. But I'll do a lot of Seahawks games this year. Seattle Stadium's 3-hour drive for me. We've done the sports game thing many a times. We're going to do it a lot more. So I think I'm going to make it a point this year to go to every Seahawks game. The thing about Seahawks games is the weather's shit a lot of the times. I'll have to get some waterproof sign, but yeah, let's start doing this in every city. I'm up here near Seattle. Where's your city? Get on freetofindtruth.com. Look up the people on that website that are in your town, in your city. Send them a message. Say, hey, man, you want to go pound pavement with me at the stadium? Football season's just around the corner. We got a lot of people to wake up. So we'll leave it there for now. I'll be back on Gematria Effect News 24 in a minute to do the follow-up on the Tulsa shooting. Again, if you guys aren't following on Gematria Effect News 24, that is my main channel right now until it gets suspended, and then I'll move to one of the other Gematria Effect News channels. But right now, 24 is the main channel, and I'll see you over there. Till next time.